Good morning, everyone. Dean Howell here from GeoSpatial Connect, and welcome to our Wednesday webinar. And Wednesdays are our job seeker coaching webinars. So welcome to everyone. If you're tuning in live, then join in the chat, but you can type your questions in there. Morning, Jason. If you're watching the recording, then you could drop me an email at dean@geospatialconnect.com. So just as a quick reminder, we do these webinars each morning, 8 o'clock Adelaide time, and they tend to only just be short 10-15 minute webinars just to give you some overview on a range of topics. So on Monday we have our new member webinars to just go through some of the things that are new on GeoSpatial Connect for new members. Tuesday is our services webinar where we promote and highlight some services that are from members. Wednesday, as we are today, job seeker coaching. Thursday, products and projects, and Friday is our business coaching. So tune in any of those days, and I look forward to catching up with you. Okay, so let's get into today's webinar. And if you've tuned into any of my recent webinars, my standard second slide for you is standing out, and that's part of the reason, no matter what the reason for you joining GeoSpatial Connect, it's one of the biggest reasons for us to create the site is to help you stand out. So whether you're looking for a job, whether you're trying to promote a service or a product, is to stand out to the people in your industry. So GeoSpatial Connect is a membership driven website, and we encourage you to take up one of the paid membership once you've tested out the features for the first 7 days. So when you first join, you get to use the site for free, and then you need to just select a membership level. So you can start as being an active member, or if you've got more specific requirements, then you can join the one that's more specific to you. So for example, we have a job seeker membership for just $10 a month, and we'll help you with your resume, promoting you to the members of the website, and a whole range of other services. We have a merchant membership, an employer membership, and an ultimate membership. So take advantage of those, check out the features that you get, and join so we can keep the website going and provide these services for you. Okay, so some of the features that that we have for GeoSpatial Connect and you as a job seeker. So we have our members section where you can connect with people, and you can discuss, connect with them directly. They might be in your same geographic location, or they might be someone who's got more experience than you, so you want to sort of connect with them from a mentor and coaching perspective. We have a blog section, so utilize that to write about yourself, write about projects that you're working on, write about the company that you work for. Company section where you can put your company listing and information about your company. For job seekers, we have our jobs and resume section. So and if you're looking for a job, we have a jobs wanted section, so you can utilize that to tell people what sort of job you're looking for. We have events section, we have groups, so if you want to be involved in the groups, just join them. You can create your own groups, classifieds for adding your products and projects and your services. And if you've got videos, you as a job seeker, you might be looking to why not create a video resume and put it up there in our video section. And you can chat to various members on the website. So let's get into today's webinar. And I wrote an article put it up just yesterday, and it's all about, can you trust recruitment agencies? And so I thought that was a good topic for today's job seeker coaching. And we'll just go through a few of those. You can read the article in more detail on the website. But you know, recruitment agencies, I mean, you know, it's their job to try and help employers and job seekers, but at the end of the day, they get paid by if they're successful. So, to be honest, they don't really care about, well, I've certainly found in my own opinion anyway, they don't really care about the individual who's applying for the job. You know, if you're the best person for it, great. If you're not, then they don't. That's too bad. And so, just got a few points here, and a few tips that we might go through today. So, how many times have you applied for a job and heard nothing back? I just realised that I've made a spelling mistake there. Sorry about that. And a job. How many times have you applied for a job? I've obviously missed a word there. Sorry about that. All right, so I think you get the gist of that heading. But it's amazing when I ask people that question, you know, and you know, it seems amazing to me that recruitment agencies don't take the time to respond when you apply. And you apply for a job, you hear nothing back, get no feedback. You've taken the time to put your resume together, create a cover letter. So, in my opinion, it's just courtesy for them to let you know where you're at when they're submitting your resume, or if they're not. So my tip in this case, for every job you apply for, is always follow up with the employer to find out the status of your application. This not only shows that you're keen, but also gives you insight on how to improve your application. So don't get discouraged when you don't hear anything. You know, it's just the recruitment agencies being recruitment agencies. So, all right. How many times have you applied for a job that's already closed? In today's world, you know, jobs get put up on websites, and the recruitment agencies just leave it there, even though the job's closed. And you know, it's part of a strategy for them, because they want to keep getting resumes in case they get a similar job in the future. But it's also laziness on their part, is that once the position is filled, the job will expire. On most websites, the job expires after 30 days if nothing's happened. And so they just don't worry about it. And so you end up applying for jobs. And almost like going back to that first slide, is that you then never hear anything. And sometimes it's because it's already closed. So my tip in when you're applying for a job, find out when the actual job closes, especially if you're applying through a generic website and you don't see an actual close date in the ad or on the or in the ad itself, because often the closing date that it automatically gets put onto from websites is 30 days after it's posted. So find out when it closes, so to make sure that you're not wasting your time. Okay. How many times you applied for a job where they're just building their database? Now, recruitment agencies are notorious for this, in that they'll post a generic job ad, and that job ad, you know, I see it all the time. It's fairly obvious to see. You'll see jobs where they're just listing skill after skill. And you look at it and you go, well, yeah, I've got some of those, but they're unrelated skills, or they're just ones which don't fit together. And often especially generic recruitment companies, they might come across a client who is in the GeoSpatial industry, and they're going, all right, well, we need to actually get people on our database, and so they'll just put generic jobs. So my tip in that case, when you come across those sorts of ads, is actually contact them and ask them whether the ad is whether they're actively filling a position for a client or whether they're just filling their database. Now, they might not come out and tell you that they're filling their database, but gauge from that conversation whether it's actually a genuine job or not. If they won't tell you that an employer, that's often a good key, that it's that they're just trying to fill their database. All right, so make sure you know whether it's a genuine job is my tip there. Okay, next one. How many times have you applied for a job where they already have someone in mind? And this often happens in many government agencies where, you know, they have a vacancy and the position's only for a certain time, and it comes to the end of that time, and so they decide to keep the position open, but they have to re-advertise. And you know, it is part of their processes, but it's what you want to do is find out whether it's a new position or whether it's an existing position. And if it's an existing position, is there someone already doing that role that's going to apply for it? Because, you know, it's just the department going through their processes normally. I think it's really false economy that they do it that way, because if the person's suitable for the job, then just extend their contract. But it's the way they do it. So make sure that it's a new position, or if it's an existing position, check out whether someone's already doing it. And that doesn't mean that you can't apply for it. It just means that you then need to make that judgment on whether you apply for it, because probably 9 times out of 10 they'll give it to the person who's already there. Okay, let's do the next one. All right, so how many times you applied for a job that you know that you're suitable for but don't even get an interview? That's a very common thing. All right, yep, so Jason's just saying that government postings are only up for 1 week. So and that's probably fairly common in a lot of I think in Australia it's 2 weeks that they have to be open for. So you've got a short period of time to actually apply and find out. But hopefully they actually let you know why they're advertising. So finding out whether you're suitable, but you know that you're suitable, you don't get a job. And you know, that's most of the times, and I even, you know, all of these questions have actually come from personal examples of myself. And of people that I know through helping through companies that I've worked in, and but whether you know that you're suitable but you don't get an interview, and you know that comes down to probably a range of factors. You know, the HR person, especially the recruitment agency, has no idea what your skills actually mean, or it could mean that your resume itself is not telling the right story. So make sure that you connect with that HR person. Find out. Don't just apply online. Apply online and follow up. Connect with the HR person. Make sure that they understand that you have the right skills. I was speaking to a friend recently who was more than suitable, but because the terminology he used for it was just his degree had a different title, and the HR person said looked at the education qualification and didn't associate the two as being the same. And this guy was more than qualified, and but he didn't even get an interview. So make sure that you're talking the right language. Make sure that yes. So Jason said that any resume should be tailored to the actual job. Yeah, too many resumes I see that people just put them together generically, and then use the cover letter to explain themselves, but people will still look at the resume for those skill sets, so you need to make sure that the resume says the right thing as well. So let's go to the next one. How many times have you heard that they found someone else more experienced but won't expand on it? Now, I find it amazing that that employers and recruitment agencies won't give you good positive feedback. You've gone to the effort of putting in your resume, creating a cover letter, and doing all that, and then they issue some generic, oh yeah, so we found someone more experienced. Well, why were they more experienced? Why were they better than you? You deserve that honest feedback. Okay, here's one of my big bugbears, and it's probably the main reason that I started one of my companies a number of years ago, GIS Jobs. The generic recruitment companies have no idea about geospatial skill sets, and you end up telling them more about the role than they're telling you. So if they don't know about you and don't know about the role, how can they represent you well? So my tip in this case is to actually try and deal with companies that actually have a track record in the geospatial industry, either directly, like there's a number of organizations out there. As an example, in the US, there's an organization called GeoSearch, and they are specifically tailored to the geospatial industry. Here in Australia, we have a company called GIS Recruitment, and there's a couple of others. And I started a company called GIS Jobs many years ago. No longer doing that, but we're looking at changing that. So make sure you're dealing with people who actually know the industry and know what your skills actually mean. And if they understand you, then they'll be able to represent you well. So they're my sort of tips. Read the article on the website, and then you'll have a better understanding. If you have any questions, thank you, Jason, for your comments and input today. If anyone else has any questions, just type them into the chat as we go. Remember that we're a membership-driven website, so choose the membership that's more suitable for you, and we will help you out along the way. So remember, we do these webinars each day, and if you have any questions, whether you're on live or watching the recording, then drop me an email at dean@geospatialconnect.com. So thank you all for attending, and thank you all for your input. Hope that you've actually found some of those tips useful. And not all recruitment agencies are bad, but treat them a bit differently, and make sure that you're actively following up with them, and as you would with any employer, but more so with a recruitment agency. So hopefully you've enjoyed that webinar, and look forward to catching up with you again on future webinars. Okay, have a great day. Okay, bye for now.